We're recording. All right. So, welcome to tonight's team call, you guys. We are going to be talking about a mindset. So, I am super excited to bring this content to you. And I just ask that you keep an open mind and you try to think outside the box a little bit. I am going to ask you to share some of your goals and your vision a little bit here in a few minutes. And kind of have a little bit more of an interactive call as far as that is concerned. But so much. So we have a brand new coach on the call. So we welcomed her already, but welcome again, Selena. And so many new girls on the team in general, or within like the last 6 months, right? Like our team is just really growing. Our mission is growing, and it's so exciting. But it also can be super scary, super overwhelming, and leave us paralyzed, right? Because we just are like, I don't know what to start with or where to start or what to do next. And so much of your success in this business is going to come from here, okay? Because it's going to come from the belief that you have within yourself to show up and make the action happen. If you listen to my team tips or the Wednesday tips call last week, I kind of talked about the 4 pillars of creating momentum or motivation or that rhythm in your success. And it comes down to 4 principles. It's potential, action, results, and then belief. And it's like this circle. And we'll come back to that towards the end. But I'm going to start with a little bit of a story to kind of paint a picture for you. When I first became a coach with Beachbody, we were literally living paycheck to paycheck. We didn't have money to sign up for the challenge pack. I had to save up money, and I asked for my birthday money a little bit early so that I could enroll with the challenge pack to have Shakeology. At that time, I paid $220 for Shakeology, 30 days of Shakeology, and 1 program on DVDs. I didn't get a whole library like we do now. I got 1 freaking program that I never completed because it was Insanity Asylum. Who the hell picks Insanity Asylum for their challenge pack? I'm really not sure. If y'all don't know what Insanity Asylum is, it's like crazy bananas, all cardio. You want to puke and then die. Okay. So that's what I picked, and I never completed that program. But the point is that we were living paycheck to paycheck. We were barely making ends meet. We were super, super stressed all the time. We had 0 money in our savings account. I did set aside the money that the boys would get for like holidays and their birthdays and things like that, because I never wanted to touch that, right? But we were also putting like everything on credit cards because we wanted to live a certain lifestyle, but we weren't making the income to support that lifestyle. So we were really stressed because we were just barely making ends meet, and it caused a lot of stress. We were barely making the payments on credit cards, but we kept spending on them, and we were just like in this vicious loop. So we were constantly stressed. Okay. So I want you to think about kind of maybe where you are right now. Maybe it's not that bad. I hope it's not, because that was kind of like our backs were against the wall and like we needed to do something to make a change, right? So if you think about where you're at now, just type out some things that like, where are you at right now? And it doesn't have to be like super like vulnerable or put everything out there, but like, what are some things that like you maybe aren't, that you would like to grow away from right now that you're working through? Kind of like we were just really struggling to make ends meet. We weren't in a good place mindset wise to change that, obviously, because we just kept like digging the hole deeper and deeper. So now I want you to envision your dream life. What does that look like for you? What are some things that you really, really want to work towards? I hope that you've already started thinking about this. For us, it's freedom. It's being able to have the things that my kids need. It's being able to pay for travel hockey with cash. It's being able to take two family vacations every year with cash. It's having 20,000 in our savings account just so if we need it, it's there. It's being able to do the things to make this home ours, right? And be able to afford that and not worry about it. It's being able to put 20% into our retirement every single month so that we don't have to worry later on. It's being able to put money into our boys' savings every single month so that when they graduate high school and they're ready to start life, whether they go to college or they're ready to get married or they're ready to start life, they're both going to have a significant amount of money to start life. That's what this business looks like for us, is creating that freedom to relieve that stress, right? To allow us to live abundantly, to give to charitable organizations that are near and dear to our hearts, to be able to give back to our community with families who maybe don't have as much. So I'm going to read some that you guys are typing in here really quick. Okay, savings for our family, finishing college debt-free. Yes, that is huge. And I'm actually going to touch on that here in a minute. Not worrying about having fresh, healthy foods regularly. Yes, that's huge. Saving in a college fund for the kiddo, financial freedom, work as a coach full-time and retire from my current full-time job, be able to travel and pay for vacation trips in cash. Yes, yes. Savings, college savings for my children, being able to travel more with my hubby for his job, save to buy a camper so Macy and I can go to the racetrack with Josh and spend more time as a family. Debt-free, dream home in Michigan, college covered for Eve, cushy savings, annual vacations, debt-free, safe, save and travel. You guys, okay, so now I want you to take all those things you just said, and I want you to put your hand out straight in front of you like this, like a stop sign. The side of your hand that you are looking at is your current life, the current situation you're in. All of those things that you just shared are on this side. They are literally right there in front of you where you can touch them and have them if you're willing to do the work. If you're willing to push through the barriers and do the work long enough to see the results. That's where people fail. That's when people have a hard time continuing to push forward, or they lose that momentum, is because they expect results faster than what they saw, or they just give up. They lose belief and they give up. So all of those things that you shared better be visualized every single freaking day. Those things I told you are literally on my, like I read those, to have 20K in our savings, to put 20% in my Roth every single month. Those things are on my vision board and I write them every single morning because I have to empower what we are working for, because there are going to be days that you don't want to show up. There are going to be days that you hear a lot of no's. There are going to be days who people call you out for taking selfies. There are going to be days who people don't like what you're doing. If you read my post last night, the last time I checked, you are not going to take flight lessons from somebody who has never freaking flown. Right? So don't take advice or value the opinions of others who are not going to stretch and grow with you or faster than you. Look for the people who are ahead of you and putting their hand down to show you the way to move forward in life. Okay? So now we're gonna flip the script a little bit and take it a little bit deeper. All of those things that you visualize, you know that you can achieve them. You've seen other Beachbody coaches have crazy success in this business. They all started as a freaking coach, okay? They all started with nobody underneath them, no clients, nothing. Many of them have huge weight loss success stories. Some of them have weight gain success stories, and some of them just have that they've created healthier habits because maybe the way they were doing things wasn't so great to begin with. But either way, they all started out as a coach and have grown belief within themselves and taken action and built a successful business, helping other people do the exact same thing. So if we look at the flip side, I don't want to send invites today. I'm afraid she'll say no. So-and-so commented on my post or my picture. I don't know what they're going to think. Are they going to think I'm crazy? Are you going to tell your children that they're going to start life with $20,000 to $30,000 in debt because they're going to have to get college loans, or that you can't take those family vacations, or maybe you can't, afford for your child to play travel sports, or that you can't have the extras right now because so-and-so said whatever, so you decided not to work the business? Like, it kind of makes you want to puke. It kind of is a little bit of a gut check. Are we going to live by other people's opinions and values and tell our children that we had an opportunity and a gift right in front of us to change the course of our lives? I'm telling you guys, and those of you who know me freaking know this has changed the course of our life, right? Completely. So I'm telling you, it's possible. It's just we have to believe it up here so that we show up to do the action. So I want you to think about that. I want you to think about the next time you don't want to wake up early. I know it's not super sexy to wake up at 4 a.m. and I'm not saying you have to wake up at 4 a.m. But the next time you want to hit snooze, or that you don't want to send the invites, or somebody says something to cut you down, I want you to think in your head, am I going to tell my kids that because so-and-so said this, I didn't do it? I didn't show up for the goals that I set for us, for our family? And I want you to think about that. I want you to start thinking in your head, when that alarm goes off in the morning, or when that person says something, I am willing to do the things that other people aren't, so I can live the life that most only dream of. Does that hit hard a little bit? Because it is. How many people are really going to push forward and show up long enough to allow the success to start to come to fruition? Okay, so as you're stepping into this new version of you and creating action and momentum, I want you to envision trying versus training. I want you to type in the comments, what do you think of when I say trying? Like, if somebody says, I'm trying to lose weight, I'm trying to build a business, I'm trying to learn to ride a bike, like when somebody says, I'm trying, what are some thoughts that come to your mind? Occasionally doing the steps, trying equals effort, not 100% in it. I'm trying, sort of putting in the work, not consistent. Attempting action, setting goals, and effort. Yes. Trying gives you an out. Trying allows your brain to say, well, if I don't succeed, it wasn't meant to be. If I don't succeed, it wasn't for me. I can't do it. Trying allows you to give yourself that out. But if we're training, what comes to mind? If somebody tells you that they're training to do something, what comes to mind? They're in the moment and making changes. Personal development, daily action, follow through, yes, giving it their all, hard work, effort, dedication, learning, kicking ass and giving it all, yes, practice daily. Practice daily. Training is not perfection, you guys. And the coaches who are successful in this business are training. They're here for the long haul. Do they want to see success? Yes. Do they need to see progress and results to keep going? Yes, absolutely. But they also know in the back of their mind that they're in this long term. and that they're going to continue to show up and take those actions consistently long enough to see the results. Okay. So I want you to start reprogramming your brain a little bit. I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm not going to try and do 30-day breakaway. I'm not going to try and do this meal plan. I'm not going to try and drink a gallon of water a day. I'm training. That means you're working towards. It doesn't mean you're perfect, but it means that you are committed. You are committed, and you are going to allow yourself some grace when needed, but you are going to show the freak up for the goal that you set for yourself. And you're going to stay committed to taking action with that goal, right? And you're going to be consistent with it. So I want you to start thinking about, I am training to become the coach that can X, Y, and Z. And start developing those daily habits. You guys know what those habits are. There is no lack of resource when it comes to this business, right? It's showing up for yourself and doing your own workouts and working on your nutrition, right? It's sharing your story on social media. It's inviting others to join you, to be a friend, and be that friend that reaches back and says, hey, I know you've been wanting this. I'm willing to do it with you. I'm not perfect. I'm still in the thick of it too, but I'll be in the trenches with you, inviting people to do it with you, and then getting them results. You guys know the actions that it takes. So be committed to taking those steps each and every day. So the last thing I want to share with you, and this is what I went over the other day in my tips, but if you missed it, there are okay. So our potential, you can't even see that because of my stupid light, huh? Oh, oh, there it is. Potential. Potential is the first building block. What is the potential that you feel that you have in this business? Because that's how you're going to show up. Is what do you feel that you're going to have success? What level of success do you think you can reach right now? That's your potential, right? That's where your potential is. That doesn't mean it can't grow, but right now, where do you see your potential? Because where you see yourself right now is how you're going to show up, right? So the potential that we have creates our action. So we go from potential to action, okay? The more belief we have in ourselves, the more potential we feel that we're going to have, or that we do have, or that we're excited to achieve, the more action we take, right? With the action that we take, what happens? When you work out and you're on with your food, you get results. Yep, there it is. So you go from potential, action, result, right? The more action you take, the faster you see your results, or the greater your results. The greater your results and the faster you see progress and you start taking those steps forward and you feel that momentum and you feel good, you start to build belief. So potential, action, results, belief. The more belief you have within yourself, the greater your potential grows. The greater your potential grows, the more action you take. You can't have one without the other, you guys. We have to learn to take the action, to show up and do those small steps every day for our wellness journey, for our coaching journey, for our goals, to create the results, right? And if you're not getting those results, then maybe it's time to think about adjusting our sales a bit and what actions we need to change. And sometimes we just have to give a little bit more time, okay? And then from those results, we build more belief. You guys, when I started this and we were freaking just getting by, and I was like, how am I going to pay for Shakeology next month, even though it's 25% off? Like, how am I going to do this? I didn't think we were going to be at the income we're at, or at 2-star, or that our team was going to have all these beautiful faces on a freaking team call. I started out with talking to one other freaking person. And a lot of times, I wouldn't record anything because nobody showed up to team calls. I would, but nobody else would. But I freaking kept going because I knew the potential and I was excited to reach our goals and I knew that it was doable. I just had to grow and I had to find the people who were going to grow with me. It's no different for you guys. It's just showing up, growing each day, taking action, getting results, building your belief, and just keep going. Okay? I love you all. That's all I have for tonight. So I hope that this helps because there are going to be times that you are riding high and things are really, really good and you are so excited to show up every single day. Good night. I'm almost done, buddy. Okay, I will in a minute. I will in just a minute. Sorry. Okay. Good night. Bye. Shauna says bye. Okay, bye. Bye, Shauna. Keeson says bye. Okay, sorry. Beckett, stop, please. It's distracting. Okay. So I don't even know where I was going until, okay. What was I saying? Oh, I totally lost it. I don't remember. I don't remember, you guys. I'm sorry. I know I was trying to close it, but I don't remember where I was going. So anyway, just start taking action and don't think it's gonna be really freaking messy. It's gonna be messy and you're gonna figure it out. But the messier it is, the more you grow and you learn. And then when your coaches are struggling and don't know what to do, you can always help them, right? You'll have that experience to share with them too. So I love you all. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. I'm actually going to stop recording.